It's time. Let's talk. And today you might be a little surprised because Nori Love was going to be our host. And I am your host now today. My name is Tamara L. Hunter. She needed to be called away and do something personal that needed some attention. Yet, we are a team. And that's what connection is all about, right? The connections that shape us. And here at the Let's Talk Fabulous show, we are a team that truly believes in the healing through connections. And so we hope that you're going to join us on this journey today with this fabulous panel. In fact, you know what? Without further ado, I want to introduce who it is that we're going to be sharing this time together with. It's time. Let's talk. We're going to go around the room, and you know what? I love these smiling faces because I know each and every one of them. And I'm hoping that your time together out there, those that are watching us on the E360 TV network, those of you that are watching us on social media, and those of you that will be watching us on demand, we hope that you're going to be feeling the love and the joy and the connection through the screen. So with that, who is it that's with me today? To my side right there, I'm going to start with you. Yes, you might recognize her. She is one of the Fab Five. Kim, introduce yourself and where are you today?
My name is Kim O'Neill and I am in Southern California.
Yes, and to your side, Cheryl.
I'm Cheryl Meyer and I'm in Sedona, Arizona.
And to right down there below me, Sharla Lee.
I am Sharla Lee, and I am in Charlotte, North Carolina.
There we go. And rounding it out, Brian.
Hello, my name's Brian Swift. I am from Chicago, Illinois.
We've got a fabulous panel. With that, we're going to start with our first video.
Hello, everybody. I am so excited to be talking about the connections that shape us, because from the time that we are born, from the first time we connect outside the womb with our parents, to as we get older and we start to make friends, as we go to school, we start to learn more about who we are as we get older, being adolescents and young adults. We start to meet other people through work, form other more serious long-term romantic partnerships, and just all the different experiences that we have with other people in the world, whether they're with us for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. They all contribute to how we know ourselves and how we learn how to be in connection with other people. And so I'm really excited to be talking about this on this week's Let's Talk Fabulous show. And let's get into it. Let's talk about it.
I love that. Reason, season, and a lifetime. Let's get into it. What, the connections that shape us. What do you want to tell us more? Because as I was listening to that and I'm looking at the little baby's hand and then I'm seeing us, through our lives, we have quite a few connections, right?
And I know I started speaking in that video about, when we're first born outside the womb, connection begins even before then, though. So I just have to put that in there, right? We're all beginning to form connections with our mothers through their own hormonal rhythms and the sound of their voice and all of that. And so all of these things then connect over time and contribute to how safe we feel in relationships. So I think what's key most for me in this whole topic today is about how all children need to feel safe, seen, and soothed. And depending on what needs are met, if a parent or caregiver responds to the child, or if that parent or caregiver does not, or maybe there's mixed responses. Sometimes they respond and provide attention and care for the child. Other times they do not. This contributes to how we feel safe or not safe within a relationship. You may have heard of attachment styles or attachment patterns, and the attachment patterns that we form from our caregivers, our parents, whoever we're raised with, that then translates into how we show up in romantic partnerships or with friends or with maybe another extended relative, just all sorts of people throughout our life. And when we know that about ourselves, that helps us to know how the other person might be getting affected and experiencing us. And it's just, anyway, there's so much more I could say about that. But I think that to me is really what's at the root of how our connections shape us and contribute to other relationships down the line. So
I love that. Sharla Lee, you've had a huge move recently. You can relate to that, right? Wasn't that one of the reasons you did the big move?
I did. I was in Panama City, Florida since 1984 and decided to just venture out, have a totally new life. My daughter was quite comical because my son and grandchildren are still in Florida in Panama City. And she called me one day and she said, "Mom, Scott has had you for 7 years. Now it's my turn." And it was just so awesome to hear that from my daughter and know, of course I knew, I had a place to go, whenever I wanted to go, but to be able to come up here, be with her and go into a totally new venture. And when Kim started talking about attachment, that flagged for me what has happened in my life because of patterns that had developed throughout the years that I really did not even recognize until I was older. And nothing was wrong, in my childhood. It's just the things that I picked up along the way and my interpretations of those things that I picked up along the way. Some were good, some were not so good, but I'm just growing and learning, and still in my age now, we always grow and learn. We're unstoppable. I'll put it that way.
I love that. Unstoppable by design. Wink, wink. Some people know. When you know what that means. Brian, I'm going to bring you in here now because, one of the things I have to just say, Brian rocks it. Just rocks it. The quad father, you just rock it. And when I actually, because we had a couple changes for this show and those people that it just always works out. Because we're a panel show, guys, and I want to welcome everybody that's showing up with us. Thank you for being with us here, because this show is all for you. And so Nori and I were talking about it, and I'm like, oh, you got to get Brian to come on, and then you got to have him talk about, because he was just involved in his daughter's wedding, and I've been watching this whole thing, and for those that don't know, the quad father. Okay, wink, wink. He. Let's just say the daddy-daughter dance. I was like totally enthralled with it because you danced with your daughter at her wedding. Do you want to tell us more, please? Because I hope you do.
Well, sure. Thank you for the opportunity. No, just blessed to be able to do the things I do. And for, why the quad father? For those that know, I'm a quadriplegic. I've been confined to a wheelchair since I've been 17. I've been blessed not to let it get in my way. And I vowed when I was 17 that I'm not going to let my chair get in the way of having a family, having a marriage, having fun in life, getting into corporate, succeeding. And I have been blessed to be able to do that. So I have no qualms about getting on the dance floor with anybody and dance, and life's too short. So, you've got to take advantage of every opportunity and then decide, especially when it comes to connections, is that opportunity worth pursuing? Because not every connection is worth pursuing. But I think it's important to be open to as many connections as you can.
Perfect. Okay, I am going to bring Cheryl up in a moment, but before I do, I'm actually going to play her video because it's so perfect. It kind of, you couldn't have, guys, I didn't show Brian the video before, Blaine, he's going to see it for the very first time, but it's like he knew what was next. Here we go. Perfect lead in.
I was a very lucky girl. I was born to two parents who loved me unconditionally. So I grew up with tons of love. I always had lots of friends. In fact, I have two girlfriends that go back over 50 years who've been there through the thicks and thins of my life. But finding the right guy was a whole different story. I entered relationships where I was doing all the heavy lifting. And when I got two autoimmune diseases, a fatty liver, and type 2 diabetes, the guy I'd been with for 10 years said, I'm not changing, and you're not going to tell me how to change. So we broke up. So I did a list of what my non-negotiables were, because enough already. And I posted it on Our Time, the old fogey dating site, with the heading, looking for someone to go on a get well journey. Well, John lived 10 minutes away from me and answered my ad within 3 days. He had just lost his wife of 42 years to cancer and had been her main caretaker. So he wanted to go on a get well journey. And we embarked on it. We started walking and cooking together. Well, 11 years ago, I found him so delightful. I married him, and he is my perfect other half, and he just wants to make me happy. So let's talk relationships and how to find all the relationships that you want to be the support systems that you deserve.
Okay, who else wants to say, oh, you guys are the best. I just absolutely love the two of you, and thank you for sharing. Yes, love you. Skip, so glad you're with us today. Tell us more. And, didn't Brian set that up perfect? Those relationships that don't necessarily work. And it took your body kind of speaking to you to get you out of the one, to help you find the other. And there's so many that are like, okay, tell me more. What's your secret? Because a lot of people are looking for the right person.
What changed was me. By doing my list with intention of what it was I actually felt I was worthy of, changed everything. So when I posted it, I thought, okay, we'll see what happens. And he was like right there, and he went down my list that he could do all those things. And he caught my heart by saying, and if you give me a chance, I'm probably the nicest man you'll ever meet. And he was.
Yeah.
So how lucky was that? We just embarked on the goal of getting healthy together. And that led to the love that I'd been looking for years. And the best thing about John is he just wants me to be happy. It was always me making them happy. He does everything he can to make me happy, and he does, and it's really delightful.
For both of you, you get this. Let him know he gets a mic drop. And for those of you that don't know, John came on to the New Year's Eve special with us. Was there the whole 3 hours. So much fun. Wearing these fun, funky hats and all sorts of neat, fun things. He's just a delightful man, and we love him by extension, and he's always there to help out too. Oh my goodness. Connection begins here. And I'm not just saying here in the show. I mean here in the day, in the moment, in our attitude, in our heart, in our minds, and in this song. We're going to go here now.
Sometimes the silence feels safer than risking what we might say. We hold the words in our hands, then slowly turn away. We wonder if anyone's listening, if our voice will disappear. So we stay behind the distance, waiting for a sign to appear. But courage isn't always thunder, it doesn't have to shine. Sometimes it's just a whisper, saying I'll try this time. Connection begins here, in the space between doubt and hope. In the moment we reach beyond fear and learn we don't stand alone. Connection begins here, with a heart that chooses to see. One honest step forward is where healing starts to be. something unseen. A conversation changes direction, a story finally told, and suddenly what felt broken feels a little less alone. Sometimes it's just breathing before reaching out your hand, a quiet moment choosing to be seen just as you stand. Connection begins here in the space between doubt and hope, in the moment we reach beyond fear and learn we don't stand alone. Not every hero is fearless, not every step is strong. Sometimes courage is staying when you want it to be gone. Sometimes courage is asking, sometimes it's letting in, and sometimes it's discovering connection can begin again. Connection begins here in the light we choose to share, in every reaching heartbeat, finding someone there. Connection begins here, where compassion meets the soul. One small act of bravery can make a broken spirit whole. Connection begins here, right here.
Brian, I can see our guests when we're watching things. And thank you, Gloria. Did that touch you?
Oh, absolutely. And, Cheryl brought up something extremely important. Connection to yourself and understanding who you are. And I think a lot of relationships don't work out and connections don't work out because people don't know who they are and what they want. Cheryl talked about non-negotiables. I guarantee if you go out there and ask people what are their non-negotiables, you're going to have to explain it. And most have not sat down and figured it out. And if you don't know who you are and what connections matter to you and what your moral compass is and how that fits into your life, it's hard to make strong connections then.
So true. Kim, I'm seeing you go like this. So let's put you in what I call the mush pot. Most people would call in the highlight area. What would you like to add to what Brian just shared, piggybacking off of what Cheryl just shared with the song in between?
I mean, what's top of mind is I'm currently watching the newest season of Married at First Sight, and all the couples, they're having to learn each other, and well, I don't feel like I'm getting this from you, and why this and why that. And there's one person who keeps saying, I don't feel like I know who you are. And what gets reflected in what I see within that couple is that I don't know that one person actually knows who I won't say the gender. I don't think the person being called out actually knows who they are.
The other one in the couple.
The other one in the couple. And therefore, the one who's saying, I don't know who you are. Like, if we don't know ourselves, it's really hard for other people to know us. That's the bottom line. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Absolutely. And wherever we began, we can always heal from. We can increase, our connection to ourselves, our healthy, positive, safe connections with others. I mean, there's so many ways that we do that for each other, from strangers to other close loved ones already. That's the beauty of it, I think, is that, if you had some not so positive connection experiences before, it doesn't mean that you won't have them in the future, that you cannot cultivate them and have a different experience later in life. So, yeah.
You know what? I swear to you guys, I promise. I'll just say I promise, not swear. I promise. I didn't let everybody see the videos beforehand, but Kim just introed another video perfectly. Let's watch it right now. Here we go.
The greatest influences in my life did not set out to teach me. Nature was my greatest teacher. without ever saying a word. My go-to place for contentment, to pause, notice, simply be. But then there was my family. My mother, the baby of 10. My father, of 5. The family reunions, those were the best ever. The laughter, the camaraderie, the connections, I will always remember. Then there's my brother. We became separated at a point in my life, but when we reconnected, our bond became stronger than ever. My son, my grandchildren, my daughter, my grandchildren, all are such a strong part of my life. But my daughter, she is the one that has helped me to grow and to learn and excel in things that I never thought were even possible. So I leave you today with this thought. Wisdom doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it steps through that doorway quietly, ready for us to receive it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. See what I mean, guys? You know, it was like, oh yeah, the piggybacking that's going on, because you shared so much in there. I mean, I'm seeing legacy of love in there because of the whole family history thing. I'm seeing the fact that there was that estranged relationship. And then after time, look what happened. There was that connection again. And then your family. I love the way you said that. My son, my grandchildren, my daughter, my grandchildren. You know, you added it all together with a nice little bow. What, I mean, there's so many different ways we could go. And I know so many of people are saying, you know, I want to hear about this. I'm actually going to start with the estranged relationship, because I think a lot of people can relate to that in families. And I mean, think about the holidays. So many people are like, you know, I don't know that I want to go home because of that problem or that. Tell us more. How did that healing take place? That connection get reconnected, if you will?
It was the most wonderful thing that ever happened in my life. And it actually happened twice, because it happened with my brother and then it happened with my daughter. But my brother being separated, we were just in two different places, two different points in time, too far away. It was not convenient. There wasn't any backlash or anything or harsh words between us. It was just distance. And the distance kept us apart for years. And then when he moved closer and then I moved and we found ourselves where we were able to visit our parents at the same time, then that's when the bond began to grow, because there was a time where he would go and visit and then I would go and visit, but we were never there together. And once we found that time together, that's when we found each other. And then with my daughter, when my husband passed away in 2017, I was lost. And it goes back to some of the conversation already in this panel, in that I didn't know myself. I had no clue who Sharla was. I had just lived the life I thought I was supposed to live and raise my family, and that was it. And because of my daughter and the fact that she wanted that closeness with me, because we had become separated. She had moved away. I was in Florida, and we had not had any time together. Plus, we went through some quite traumatic times that were a little bit dysfunctional, and that drew us apart. But when we found each other again and began to recognize who we were and what our lives were that brought us to the place in time that brought us back together, that was basically the thread, the two threads that became the knot that put us together. And it's been beautiful ever since. And now we are going into ventures as mother-daughter. And it's absolutely fabulous.
Okay, guys, I had to do this. And I'm double dipping.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, I love that. And, you know, Cheryl, I'm going to bring you over here because if people know you, it feels good to feel good, and they know that you're with the colors and the colors of the rainbow and eating healthy and all of that neat stuff. Yet the relationship piece of it really does go into it. I mean, even when you get to your vegetables, and hello, Karen, it's great to see you. So happy to see so many of our community showing up. When you look at even your little characters, and your little vegetable characters and such, they're guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look, because they're the cutest. They're the cutest. And they've got those relationships going on and such. So what would you like to add to what Sharla Lee was talking about?
Well, connections are the number one most important thing for wellness and health. It's where we get our joy. It's where we get our support. It's where we get to give from our heart and then learn to receive. Connections is literally, by the Blue Zone study, which was a National Geographic study, the most important element of all to living a long and happy life. So I love this topic because it is so important. And if you are having a difficulty finding the connections that you are wanting, start with yourself, because it begins with self-love. And once you have the self-love in place, you mirror to others so that they are drawn to you, the people that are supposed to be drawn to you.
And if you didn't get your tissue out before now, I bet you're like me needing it, because when you started in on that, Cheryl, I'm like, okay, I gotta wipe my eyes right now. Literally, I need to. So that's why I had to do the prop, because it was like I really needed to wipe my eyes.
May I interject something here? Because
yeah, please do. Absolutely.
Because Cheryl just opened up the door, because I remember back when my husband passed away, for 2 years, it took me that long to really begin. I'm going to say begin, because I still hadn't found myself. And I learned that it's not good to be alone. I kept thinking that I could do everything. I didn't need to ask for help, that, just do it and everything. But no, she hit the nail on the head. You need that connection. We're not meant to be loners and be able to take everything ourselves. That's why we're different. That's why we're individuals, so that we can do things that others cannot do. So thank you, especially Cheryl, for sharing that. That touched my heart very much.
With that, I'm going to say that over the many years, and last week we just celebrated 200 shows. So this is 201 right now. There have been so many shows that we have had that have touched on different parts of what we're talking about right now. Maybe not exactly the same, but then you can also look for all of these faces, because the backstories are pretty incredible. And I know many of you are going to want to continue this discussion even after our time today. So how do you do that? Well, did you know we're on demand? Did you know that you can watch the Let's Talk Fabulous show anytime you want?
Come here. Listen. We are on demand.
That means inspiration, original music, connection, and powerful conversations whenever you need it most.
We are on demand.
We are proud to be a part of the E360 TV network. You can find us on the internet or on the app through your favorite app store. We stream on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and many of the others.
We are on demand.
Find us in the pop culture and entertainment area or on the Fresh Takes channel.
We're on demand.
Of course, you can always join us live every Sunday at noon Pacific, 3 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern, where we connect with you in real time. It's time. Let's talk. It's time. Let's talk. I love that. And then also what we do here is, yes, I think they're all gorgeous today, including you, Brian.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, yes, we are on demand. And one of the things too that we do here as part of the series is that we have the Purple Pin Hearts Club. And I was talking about this morning. And guys, here soon you're going to see a little bit of a different look starting to happen. But what we've been doing over the last few weeks, because we've been given permission, and we know that, some of you guys show up for different shows. We get that. We understand that. Everybody has their, Purple Hearts. Everybody has their lives. Yet, what is the Purple Pin Hearts Club? It's part of our legacy of love. And all roads lead back to the buddies. Who are the buddies? Well, they're who we support. And the Chemo Buddies for Life, cb4l.org. And within that, we had someone that was always sharing Purple Hearts and looking for her purple pin. We call that now the Purple Pin Hearts Club because she has now passed on. For the longest time, we didn't share her name, and just recently we have been. So we're going to continue today. And then soon, we're going to give a new look to it all because what do we want to be doing? We want this part of the show every week to remind us to be reaching out for each other and sharing the love and having some joy and fun doing it too. So with that, here is the Purple Pin Hearts Club. We honor all of those that have gained their wings and all of those that support them. And the healing through connections. Okay, healing through connections is the motto of the buddies. And I'm actually going to share a video right now, a little blurb about why is it that we say all roads lead back to the buddies and who are the buddies? Well, here we go.
Life is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been showing that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
Share this with your friends and family and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a Chemo Buddy for Life.
We are a Buddies Network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are Chemo Buddies for Life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
can be healing through connections, can't there? I'm going to open that up to right now to Brian. Brian, you help connect with others within your community, right? And it piggybacks really well with what Sharla Lee was talking about. Her go-to is nature, right? So is yours, right? You're all about helping those that are bits that can't naturally just go there, but can go there with a little bit of help, to have that connection, and so that they can then go heal in nature, right?
Absolutely. And she brought up two very important things. One is losing your identity. So if you become disabled, you do lose your identity. At 17, when I broke my neck, I wasn't the same athletic young man that I was. I lost my identity built around athletics and being mobile and everything. And you really do have to redefine and find that identity in order to make those connections. And the other important thing is we started a nonprofit 13 years ago called SOAR, Swift Outdoor Accessible Recreation. And I have found the people that I know that go through traumatic events heal faster emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, physically when they do get back outdoors and do the things they love. That could be swimming, fishing, hunting, walking, trail riding. And so what we do is we get equipment to help them regain their identity of what they love to do. Maybe it was photography. So connecting with the outdoors, extremely important. There are tons of medical studies that talk about how important grounding is, and making that connection with the outdoors. So yes, it resonated quite a bit. It is a big part of our mission at our nonprofit, is getting people back outdoors to reconnect with not just nature, but the things that defined who they were, their identity. And you put those two things together and it brings a healing path back to you.
I love it. Cheryl, I'm going to add you in here because you believe in even hugging with the trees, right?
Well, not only that, nature is amazing. And if you go into nature, it lets loose chemicals that help you heal. So, yes, I think that hugging trees is crucial. And there's a study where they were sending energy to one particular tree and watched its vibration raise when they were measuring it. There's a study where they're putting little clips on leaves of trees and recording the music. Nature has all kinds of healing abilities that we need to take part in, as well as it just soothes the soul and it's good for our head. So I love that you're getting people back out into nature. It is so important, and it's a very, very special thing for them to reconnect with Mother Earth.
Absolutely. Kim, there's science behind all of this, right? I mean, Cheryl was just sharing, yet I love it because, guys, you know that Kim is the one that also will remind us, even like not long ago, you helped us with the whole, even a smile will help us with those happy chemicals and everything. They're happy chemicals that really do help us with our mood and that connection within ourselves, right?
Yeah, I think the thing that's really popping for me as Cheryl was speaking is, first off, we can connect, nature. I mean, absolutely. Of course, we benefit from connecting with nature, but it's like human versus inanimate object, or, we can even debate that, but we can connect and benefit from what we connect with, regardless if it's human or inanimate object. And what that really calls into play then is, are you open and receptive to connecting? Because if we can connect essentially with anything, anyone, are you actually open to it? Because we can be around people all day and actually have a closed off heart, not be open to it. Be like, what do you mean? I spend all my time outdoors. And to what degree are you receptive to it? And this is where learning how to love yourself can be the pathway to that, to learning how to have compassion, heal any areas of shame or whatever is going on, and know that you are worthy of receiving that for yourself, and then also in connection with nature, animals, people, anything and everything. That's what's really showing up for me right now.
Awesome. And I just want to recognize that Skip and Janice Thompson's Thomas's, they have the nature connection there. And yeah, the nature connection. And they're doing such amazing work. Their nonprofit, helping to save the horses and teaching kids about the trees and the nature. And I mean, Janice knows everything. Yeah, she knows so much. And then you got Skip and his ability to be able to tell the story and everything. So many amazing people that are out there and doing good work. And, really, the world needs us right now. The world needs people like the people here on this panel. The buddies, all roads lead back to the buddies, the nature connection, SOAR. Yeah, go watch Sharla Lee and her TEDx, guys. And Cheryl with her, feels good to feel good. There's so much. And Kim, we at one point we even premiered when you were doing your group, your movement, and there's so many great people that are out there. And the bottom line is right now, unity is calling us. And here we go. Let's listen.
Every heart sees the world through its own eyes, walking many different roads, different stories, different journeys, different ways our hearts have grown.
When we listen past the surface, something deeper comes alive. Every voice becomes a thread in a fabric rich and wide.
Every conversation opens up a door where understanding can grow even more. Unity is calling us, standing side by side. Many voices, one direction, walking with open eyes. Every color of perspective adds another hue, and the power paths can lead us forward. That's how love moves. How love moves. Some will lead with quiet courage, some will speak and light the flame, some bring wisdom from experience, some bring vision for a new change.
Every path can teach us something. Every heart is truth to share. When we meet with open hearts, unity is waiting there.
Every moment listening builds a bridge of trust, and the future grows brighter when we lift each other up. Unity is calling us,
And if you guys didn't catch it, when it says U is for unity. So that song is part of the fabulous FABULOUS series, and it's the U in our show's name. So just to let you guys know that, kind of a little backstory. We're going to hear from Brian now. Let's hear his video, and then we're going to get deeper into it.
Hello, my name's Brian Swift, also known as the Quad Father, and I'm here to talk about connections that shape me. And I believe we are shaped by people we meet, by relationships we form, and experiences that we share together. I think our connections really create relationships that change our lives. They could change it for the better, they could change it for the worse, hopefully the better. But my journey has taught me that I was never meant to overcome anything alone. My faith, my family, my friends, my mentors, my coaches, the people I've met, some for only moments, some lasting relationships, have left me with wisdom, knowledge, strength, perspective, and inspiration. Now, the most powerful connections just don't change our circumstance, they change who we are and who we believe we are. So surround yourself with those people that will make you better, that will rise you to a new level, and that change your life. God bless.
Thank you for sharing that, Brian, because, you've shared this before. And guys, I seriously want you to go back on demand and go look for some of the shows that these fabulous panelists have been on. And yes, Paul Newman's Medical Ranch, so much wisdom here. And thank you, Skip, for sharing that. And it really does go into what you're talking about in your video, Brian, that you shared even on the Easter show and on another show for 4th of July, some of your stories in regards to your family members. And if you guys need to go back and watch it, but you didn't have a chance, if you will. Your family really did help set you on the course to not give up. And you've shared that, but it really inspires me, I have to say. And I know I've heard others that have said, thank you. Tell Brian, thank you for coming on and sharing this, because at such a young age, when this challenging opportunity showed up for you, you had family that was like, okay, what are you going to do about it? Right?
Yes, I was extremely blessed. So, breaking your neck in 1979, before a lot of technology and before a lot of like the ADA and other things that has made life easier for people. It read like a Stephen King novel, paralyzed from your neck down, you're 17, you lose your identity. And I was just very blessed to have extremely strong parents, both in faith and in tough love with my father, sisters, and amazing friends that I've been friends with since 3rd grade. And there was no stopping or quitting in me, even though statistics read back in those days it read like a Stephen King novel for what my life was supposed to be like. And my parents decided at some point, and I decided I'm not going to be that person. They're like, they can't judge my heart. They can't judge my will. There's so many things they can't judge my faith. And there's so many things they can't judge. And we just went off on a path of, you're going to be the best you could be. And it's kind of in God's hands. And you just got to have faith and trust. And everything that I shouldn't have been able to do, from driving to going to college, to getting married, to having a family, to working out in corporate for 20 something years, wasn't supposed to be a part of a quad's life. But I really didn't listen. And I think it's important to who you listen to. And the real important part is the person we talk to more than anybody else is ourselves. And
Yes.
a lot of the speeches and talks I give are on the power of positive self-talk. And you have got to make sure that you are talking to yourself in such an amazing positive way, because that will help drive those positive connections and reinforce those things. So I've just been blessed.
You have been. And thank you for sharing that. And we're at a point where we're going to be telling you guys to go watch some more on demand, because you can hear from all of our panelists here more of their story. But I want to give each one of them a sentence, to be able to button it up. What do you want to say to everyone about the connections that shape us? We're going to start with you, Kim.
Emotional availability. Love yourself, and then you can receive so much more because you are emotionally available.
I love it. Sharla Lee?
Openness. Remain open. And most importantly, listen.
Wow, that's so good. Brian, we're going to bring you back in. What would you like to say?
Know yourself so that you can be open to knowing others.
Love it. Cheryl?
Be love. Go out into the world and be compassion and love and kindness. Together, we can change everything.
I so agree. And I'm going to share here that we thought about you the full time, Nori. Thank you for putting Nori Love. Thank you for putting this panel together. And it was my honor to be able to host it for you. And we want all of you to come back next week, because what I want you guys to know is that you are truly fabulous. FABULOUS. Until next week, we are going to say, see you and make your week fabulous. Here we go. See ya. Bye, everyone.